Week 5 garden tour. Everything seems to be growing by leaps and bounds. So trellising will soon be going up here and in that front bed, as well as that front bed and that bed back there as well. Everybody needs a trellis. There's peppers and tomatoes growing everywhere. I just sprinkled some fertilizer at the base of all of the tomatoes and vegetables, all of them, everything, squash plants. Look, there's I have noticed that little flowers have begun to set, and this one is even blooming. Pretty soon it'll be in full bloom. Yeah, even the little, the miniature varieties of tomatoes up front, I've noticed have little blooms on them. They are right over here, and look, they're starting to open. I didn't notice that before. This one is called the Mini Bell. It's a Mini Bell tomato plant. And, uh-oh, I see a problem. They're on that tomato plant. I need to get them off. My poor plants have been plagued by aphids and whatever else these are called. I don't know. Yep. This one as well. Yeah. They're all dead. If I see it, I kill it. I smash it. I still haven't gotten any DE out, or I have a sprayer that I bought last year, a pump and a sprayer. I have not taken it out this year. There's some more blooms about to open. This one is also a Mini Bell. Anyway, just look at all of the growth. These, it doesn't look like much because these are small varieties, but they are growing. I put this trellis in. It was an easy one that I could do on my own. It's just a wooden trellis that I built last year. It's pretty tall. I don't expect these San Marzanos to get that tall, but anyway, it'll support them nonetheless. Probably up to this bar here, I'm thinking, or maybe even up to the next one, but definitely not all the way up there. That's 8 feet tall. If it gets to 8 feet, that's impressive. Impressive. Last weekend I planted a bunch of bush beans, and they are starting to sprout. However, this morning upon my early morning garden inspection, I found all of the bush beans being eaten by the roly-polies. And I don't know if you can tell, but this one here, see that? It's been eaten at the stem. So that one's not gonna make it, unfortunately. But this one's doing well. This one just sprung up, man. I don't know what kind of bean that is, but I had 4 different varieties, but that bean really sprung up, so that's awesome. Anyway, I have a bunch of them. The ones that were being, excuse me, the ones that were being eaten were in this garden bed over here. And some of them probably won't make it, but some of them are still in the process of sprouting up. That one, see the damage on the leaves. Well, they were all over these poor plants. See, there's the culprit right there. Where is he? When I see them, I smash them. But I guarantee you, they burrow. See, there's one now. They burrow down in the ground beside the young stems and eat them. That's where they live, and they make their little baby nests. And there's a baby right there. It's just unfortunate that most of these in this bed. See, look at that. Look at all of them. I don't know if you can see them, but they're all over this plant. This plant has no chance with all these little assholes. Sorry, that's what they are. So I have to come out here and kill them. I have to come out here and just dig for them and squash them if I want any hope of these plants living. It hasn't. I'm gonna give it a chance to spring out of the ground on its own. I don't see any coming up out of the ground here. It's fine. But this one, this morning, poor thing, had, see, the first leaf is gone. It had roly-polies all over this one. I came in and squashed them all. Anyway, so that's how I'm battling the roly-polies right now. The pole beans are doing really well, and on this side as well. Even the onions, I dug down around the base of one of these onions to see if there was any bulb formation, and there is. So that's good. And I've been working 14-hour days lately, so, and picking up extra days at different facilities, so I haven't had any time to work on these garlics. I just sprinkled some fertilizer, so maybe the problem was that there was just not much nitrogen in the soil, so I am going to give them a quick water in a little bit and hope and pray that they make a comeback, because they were expensive and I only got like 12 of them, and some of them didn't even sprout. So anyway, I'm just look at all of these. Look at all of these. This is from a Brussels sprout, and just look at that. Look at all of those seeds. That's bonkers, man. Just, I'm tired of waiting for them to dry up too. They have to dry up before I can pull them out, and I need this bed so that I can plant some new stuff. Anyway, the chives are doing really, really well. Look at that. Just look at that, and it's blooming. So hopefully the seeds will drop inside and plant new chives so that we can always have chives. I was going to use this pot this morning and I just touched it and it cracked. So that's no bueno. Jethro just chilling over here. We went to a garden center this last weekend, which wasn't really a garden center. It was at a woman's house. I found an ad on Craigslist under the farm and garden section, and she listed all of the plants. And I'm talking, this list was like 2 miles long. Seriously, she had everything, absolutely everything. So we went and found this citronella plant, and that there is some chocolate mint. This is geranium. Mom wanted that coral color, and this one is super moon red. Anyway, I just planted all of these, and that oregano over there I just transplanted. Oh, we also got those 4 little plants. What is it called again? Dang, I forget the name of it. It's a little vegetable, kind of the bulbish part is white. Fennel, there we go. It came back to me, fennel. So we got 4 little fennels growing over there, but I want to see what's really weird. The dirt that we bought must have been mushroom compost or something, or had mushrooms in it, because just look at all of this. Every single garden bed this morning, yesterday, it's like these suckers grow overnight. They grow overnight. And I haven't pulled them out yet because I wanted to show everyone what was happening here. Oh, my little Tomatillo, by the way, look, she's sprouting. She has flowers, and I went and bought her some friends at that woman's house that was having a plant sale. I bought a little pack of 4, and she gave me an extra 4-pack for free. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Didn't plan on having that many, but I was like, sure, don't lift the gift horse in the mouth, right? Anyways, sage is doing well. Has some little baby sprouts there. And there's one on that side too. The basil's doing okay. Hopefully, after this feeding, everyone will green up because they're all kind of a little bit yellow. Planted another little arrangement here, and I've still got a bunch of peppers and miniature tomatoes. Oh, look guys, this is another tomatillo. It's the last sprout, the only one of the last set of tomatillo seeds that I threw out, and it's the only one that lived. So I'm babying that one. It's the amarillo, and so is the one that I've grown over there in the garden bed. That one's amarillo, and the ones that I bought at the garden center are the giant variety. But I've got some white scallop squash plants growing there. Threw some sugar baby seeds in there. No germination just yet. It's been about a week, so soon. Those are the yellow scallops, and I see some sprouting. This is some basil and costata romanescos. Those are a green variety. It's an Italian variety of zucchini. and this is a miniature yellow micro tomato plants. These two are Kellogg's Breakfast, which are like a big yellow beefsteak. And they're kind of yellow, so they need some nitrogen for sure. Got to give them some food, but I have nowhere to plant them. That garden bed it's not going to be ready for a little while, so I was thinking maybe I would amend this side, which needs to happen regardless, and throw these two in here so that they can start to grow. And then I'll just put some stakes to support them as they grow tall, because you know, I can't support them on this trellis because those ones are growing up the trellis. This one's already starting to weave its way through. So anyway, a few tasks that I still need to do. And this here is a Phileas Blue. It's an ornamental pepper. I think it's the only one that lived. I could be wrong. There might be one more. No, I think that's the only one. It's the only one that I have. So my green stock arrived a couple weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago or so. It's still sitting in the box over there, way over there. And I just don't know where a good spot to put it would be in this yard, because we're on a hill. We're on a decline. The flattest spot would be right here, I'm thinking. I'd have to get those bags all out of the way, but maybe I will set that bad boy up later today and get some of those plants planted. The beans that are sprouting, definitely the bush beans, and those little ones over there, and some of the miniature tomato varieties and the miniature pepper, that Phileas Blue. I'm gonna plant all of those inside of that green stalk. I wanted to just show you guys how this rose is doing. It's beautiful. It smells amazing. Smells just like a rose should smell. This is the other one. Again, this is called a Sensation Rose. This one looks much prettier than that other one does, but the color on this one is just more vibrant. Not sure if you can tell, but the color on this one is so much more vibrant. And the fragrance is really nice. See, the color on this one is just a little more muted. So I hope they're not all like that. I hope they all grow more vibrant. So I want them to be more vibrant. Anyway, here are some miniature variety called the Isis Candy. Just by the name of it, I'm thinking they're gonna be pretty sweet. So these are like kitchen windowsill varieties. You know, you just set it on a sunny windowsill and harvest your tomatoes. They're supposed to be really prolific, so hopefully, I wanted to give one of these to my brother and his family, and one to my nephew, possibly, for his kitchen window, now that he has a kitchen window. Anyway, over here is the San Marzanos, and they are doing really well, growing by leaps and bounds, just like everything else is. They are just about ready to be tied to that first level on the trellis. maybe by next week. And this is the epazote. It started to throw off some shoots for, as though it were going to flower. So I took them off and stuck them in a jar of water on the counter so that we can do something with them. All of these little June-bearing strawberry plants that I ordered from QVC, those are the ones that lived, and I took them out of that little 5-tier green stalk that was sitting right here on this brick, and there it is, all dismantled. I didn't like them in that, and the everbearing plants that I planted in here didn't make it. None of them, not one single everbearing. Well, I lie, this one has some green on it, so I don't know. It looks like it's struggling. It might do something, but just look at that. That'll be ready in another day or so. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I mentioned last weekend that I was going to repot the Japanese red maple in that tall vase, if you want to call it a vase. So I went ahead and did that this morning also. I was in a transplanting mood, I guess, and threw some creeping Jenny in just to decorate it, and some of these, I think they're geraniums. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, I thought it was pretty, and they'll grow and over the summer and get big and beautiful. And anyway, I'm really happy with that planter, how it turned out. Speaking of things growing by leaps and bounds, look at that elderberry bush. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, elderberry. Yeah, just look at it. It's giant, setting off flowers already. Soon there'll be little flowers. And the other one, or other two rather, are over here, also growing pretty quickly. They're liking the warmer weather for sure. The potatoes are doing okay. There's a lot of bug damage on the leaves. Not sure if you can see. Can you see that? All the holes right there. That's horrible. Horrible. Some of those leaves look pretty yellow. They are deficient for sure. I gotta do some research and find out what kind of food is good for those potatoes. See if I can give them some nutrients. Yeah, I've got some greens planted in this little container here, and looks like so far we've got some little lettuces and some Swiss chard. These 2 rows are Swiss chard. Those are already sprouting, and nothing else has sprouted yet, so I'm gonna give it some time to germinate. I don't know if it's still pretty moist. Could probably use some more moisture, but anyway, I thought I would put some of these plants, those seedlings, in the green stalk as well. Oh, speaking of some new growth, look at this, the peas. There's a beautiful little flower there. Look at that. So we'll have a pea on there. I think there's another one somewhere around here. I saw it earlier, but anyway, I don't know what happened to it. Got 2 more tomatillos that I planted right there because they need to be in pairs. This is kind of like an experiment because it's a pretty shady area. For the most part, it gets some evening sun and some morning sun, so we'll see. These peppers are just, they're so sad. So sad. Right there. And they're pretty yellow and puny. I did cut them back. I pruned them so that they would start growing bushy. But they need some food, so I scattered some nutrients, and I'll give them a quick water later this evening so I can water it in. Those 3 back there are burgundy sunflowers. So far those are the only sunflowers that we have going. I planted some up in the front, but I'm not sure if they're gonna make it. This is the apricot brandywine, and it looks like it's doing really well too. And the moonstone, this one's a date fruit, and that one's the hundreds and thousands. This is a potato plant. So back last year, this was the very first garden bed that I built. Right down here was a potato mountain that my mom had going, and I dug it up and put them in some pots, some garden bags, grow bags. Apparently I didn't dig them all up because it is now growing a plant here, so it's determined to live, definitely. And this 100% is not a Boston pickling. This is probably the lemon squash, just like that tag says. So anyway, we'll let it grow there. It'll be fine. But that there is a Boston pickling. Finally, we've got one growing. It's got its first tendril grabbing on to the trellis, so that'll be taken off really soon. And over here, these nasturtiums look really beautiful. I just really love those. I'm really coming to love the nasturtium flowers. We've got some China Jade cucumber seedlings. Looks like they nibbled on that leaf, but it's got its first true leaf coming out, so hopefully it makes it. That's just a weed. Pull those. Anyway, I hope those make it. On this side, this China Jade cucumber is not really doing a whole lot. It's not growing by much. Not much at all. So, I don't know. I just don't know. These are the Blue Cream and Brad's Atomic Grape, and those 3 are the Romas. Those are determinate varieties. These 2 are not. Anyway, so that's the garden tour. This is how everything's doing. Yeah, everything's doing well. Even the ground cherries seem to be growing. They have some little holes in them, but I have faith that they'll make it. Now just look at these colors. I love this. This by far is my favorite pot. By far. Definitely my favorite. So lovely. And this little, whatever that succulent is, it looks like it's starting to grow. Its roots have probably taken, and looks like they're starting to grow. So these hens and chicks, I'll be excited when this whole pot is just filled with succulents. Looks like I've got some poppies that have germinated, so that'll be exciting to watch those grow. And oh, this little plant right here has some flowers. Isn't that really neat? Now, what is it called? Yes, they are geraniums. Okay, so the geraniums are flowering. That one is, anyway. Isn't that awesome? Well, that's my garden tour, week 5. Things are taking off. By next week, everything will be even bigger, as plants tend to do. These are finally doing better now. They were kind of puny and limp, but I think it was just a case of overwatering. So I stopped watering it, and they came back to life. So that's good. I didn't show you guys the Mailbox Garden Bed. So these are lantana. This one, that one, and I have another one back by the door. These are lemon thyme, just taking over, just absolutely taking over. And these are some more epizote. This is where I dug them up from earlier in the spring. And I have one little plant, one little seed that finally germinated, and hopefully it grows. What's it called? It's gonna wrap around the mailbox and just be really beautiful. I noticed these mums have little flower buds on them. Can you see those buds? Anyway, I feel like it's too soon for them to bloom, but I don't know. They are my fall flowers. The sun's decided it wants to come out finally. It's been cloudy and gray all day, which has been really nice, actually. Really nice for me. I'm starting to itch, so I'm gonna go in, do a few things in the house, and then I'll come back out this evening and maybe put together that green stalk and probably amend part of this bed anyway, and throw those tomatoes in there. All right, this concludes week 5. I hope you enjoyed my garden.